First question, y equal 3x to the power of 3 minus 8x. Find dy by dx. Here we can see that we want to find the first derivative for the variable y with respect of x. We have to pay attention about some points before differentiating or before using the fundamental rule of differentiation, which is multiplying by power, subtract 1 from the power. First point is the expression should be written in the form in which y is subject, y in one side and its coefficient equal 1 and all other parts in the other side. Otherwise it will be implicit function. Second, x is the variable in the other side. At the first point, second point. And in any expression we have three parts. We have to get rid of them before differentiating or before using the fundamental rule of differentiation. Multiply by the power, subtract 1 from the power. First, root. We have to get rid of any root in the expression. Second, denominator. If we have the variable x in the denominator, we have to change or to remove this denominator, and we'll see how to remove it. Third, brackets. If we have brackets and inside the bracket the variable x, we have to expand the brackets. So not all roots should be removed. If the variable x inside the root, we have to remove the root. If inside the root only number or any constant, we don't have to remove. The same with denominator, the same with bracket. So here this expression, all conditions satisfied in this expression. Y is the subject and no root, no denominator and no bracket. So we'll apply the rule. We can write y dash or dy by dx, it's the same, or f dash of x equal, multiply by the power, subtract 1 from the power, it will be 9x to the power of 2. Here the term with x power 1, its differentiation just move or cancel x, it will be negative 8. So this is the expression. Next question, y equal 8x to the power of 3 plus x minus 4. Find dy by dx. It's the same as the last question. Y is the subject and on the other side the variable is x, and we don't have root, we don't have bracket, we don't have denominator, so we'll apply the rule direct. Multiply by the power, subtract 1 from the power, so it will be 24 x to the power of 2 plus 1. Here the coefficient is 1, and we said in the term with x power 1 we can only cancel letter x. In the term without x, not without a number, the term without x, its differentiation equals 0, because we can get term like this, negative 4a, its differentiation is 0. Don't say negative 4, or as example negative 4a power 3, you will say multiply by the power, subtract 1 from the power. Pay attention, we apply the rule on the variable, x is the variable. We apply the rule of differentiation on the power of the variable, which is x, not any other letter. So here this term equals 0, then this is the answer. Next question, here we want to find dy by dx. First we have to check our parts. Y is the subject, it's okay, and the other side x is the variable. The 3 points, root, denominator, bracket. Do we have root? No. Do we have denominator? No. Do we have bracket? Yes. We have to expand the bracket. We have 3 forms of the bracket. Term multiply bracket, like this form, or bracket multiply bracket, or bracket power 2. These are brackets we can expand. So first, before differentiation, we will rewrite the expression in the simpler form by expanding the bracket. So it will be x to the power 4 minus 4x to the power 3. X power 3 multiply x power 1, apply the rule of powers, adding, it will be x power 4. Here we get the expression without root, without denominator, without bracket. We can differentiate. multiply by the power, subtract 1 from the power. And this is the answer. The next question, dy by dx. The expression is y equal open bracket x plus 4 close bracket open bracket multiply x plus 2. Here y is the subject, the other side x is the variable. Do we have root? No. Do we have bracket? Denominator? No. Do we have bracket? Yes. Which form of bracket? Bracket multiply bracket. So we will expand. First, before differentiation, we have to rewrite the expression in a simpler form by removing brackets. X plus 4 multiply x plus 2, as we studied before. First multiply the bracket, second multiply the bracket. So it will be x power 4 plus 2x plus 4x plus 8. Add this, x power 2 plus 6x plus 8. X power 2 plus 6x plus 8. Don't be confused. X power 2 plus 6x plus 8 is not the differentiation. It's the same expression. It's the main expression but in another form, in a more simple form, to be able to use the fundamental rule of differentiation. So here we can differentiate. It's 2x plus 6. Here the term with x power 1, just remove x, it will be 6, and the term without x, its differentiation equal 0. The next question, y equal open bracket 3x minus 2 all to the power of 2. Y is the subject and x is the variable. Do we have root? No. Do you have denominator? No. Do I have bracket? Yes. Bracket power 2, how to expand? By writing the bracket multiply by itself. As we said in the last question, it will be 9x to the power of 2 minus 6x minus 6x plus 4. Add these, 9x power 2 minus 12x plus 4. So y equal, not dy by dx, it's the same expression, the main expression, but in another form. After that we can differentiate. 18x minus 12 using the fundamental rule, multiply by the power, subtract 1 from the power. Next question, y equal 3 over x to the power of 2. First, y is the subject and x is the variable. But do we have root? No. Do we have denominator? Yes. What to do with the denominator? We have the variable x and the denominator. What we have to do? We'll write it as numerator. If it's in the denominator like this, we'll remove it up with the inverse sign of the power. So y equal 3x to the power negative 2. We removed the denominator down and multiplied up with the inverse sign of the power. It's what to do with the denominator if the letter is in the denominator. So here we can differentiate as usual, multiply by the power, subtract 1 from the power. Negative 2 minus 1 equal negative 3. And we have to write this expression in the simplest form by writing the power positive. It's in numerator, we write it in denominator with the positive sign, and this is the final answer. Sometimes we can leave it in this form and no problem, but if it's the final answer of the question, we have to write it in the simplest form with the positive power. Next question, here y equal 3x power 3 multiply x power 2 minus 4x over x. Here we have denominator x, y is the subject, x is the variable. We don't have root, but we have denominator. What we have to do with the denominator? We can write it up by multiplying with the inverse sign of the power, but mentally here we can cancel this x with this power. It will be 2. X power 3 divided by x, it will be x power 2. So the expression will be y equal 3x to the power of 2 multiply x power 2 minus 4x. So first we don't have root, then we have denominator, we get rid of the denominator. Third, bracket, we have bracket, then we will expand. So the expression will be y equal 3x to the power of 4 minus 12x to the power of 3. This is the main expression. This is the differentiation by applying the rule dy by dx equal 12x to the power of 3 minus 30x to the power of 2. Don't forget, after getting rid of root, denominator and the bracket, we'll get the same expression, which is the main expression, the main function, not the differentiation. Because some students got confused about this step. After simplifying the expression, they stop, thinking that they found the differentiation. No, they just changed the form of the main function. After that, we have to differentiate, first or second. In this question, y is the subject, x is the variable. Do you have root? No. Do you have denominator? Yes. But here we have denominator in only this part, not in the first part. The problem denominator in this part only. So we will move it up here by multiplying with the inverse sign of the power. So this expression in the new form will be 9x to the power of 4, no problem in this part, minus 4x power negative 3. This is the main expression. We have to differentiate. Equal, apply the rule. We don't have root, we don't have denominator, we don't have bracket. We can apply the fundamental rule, multiply by the power, subtract 1 from the power. 4 multiply 9, 36. Here it's power 3. Negative 3 multiply negative 4, positive 12. X power negative 4. If we will use this expression in another step, we can leave it like this. If it's the final answer, we have to write it in the simplest form by writing the power positive. So we'll move x to the power negative 4 from numerator to be n denominator with the positive sign of the power. This expression, y equal open bracket root x all to the power of 10. Y is the subject, x is the variable. Do you have root? Yes. What to do with the root? To remove it, with the root we'll write it as fractional index. You studied before, I think in grade 10 or grade 9, how to convert fractional index to root and the root to fractional index. Root x will be written as x to the power 1 over 2 all to the power of 10. Here, converting from fractional index to root like this. Here, this is a power m, and root n will be written as a power m over n. This number divided by this number. It can be written like this. It's the same, but m will be outside the bracket. These two forms the same. M with the letter inside or with the bracket outside, it will be the same answer. So here we can write it direct, 10 over 2, or first change the root to be power and multiply powers. So y will be x to the power of 5. 10 multiplied 1 over 2 equal 5. Then we can differentiate. It will be 5x to the power of 4. Next question. It's an easy question. Y is the subject, x is the variable. Do you have root? No. Do you have denominator? No. Do you have bracket? Yes. When we ask, do you have root? Do you have denominator? Do you have bracket? We have to say, do you have root letter or the variable x inside the root? If yes, we have to remove. If no, we don't have to remove. The same with denominator. When we ask, do we have the variable x in the denominator? If the answer is yes, we have to remove. If the answer is no, we don't have to remove. Here, y is the subject, x is the variable. We don't have x inside the root. We don't have x in the denominator. but we have brackets. We'll expand. This is the first form, which is term multiplied by bracket. So y will be here multiply 2 multiply 1 equal 2, and we'll apply rules of indices with x multiply x with powers. We'll add powers. 3 over 2 plus 1 over 2 equal 2. It will be 4 over 2 in the simplest form equal 2, plus 2 multiply 1 equal 2, and we'll add powers of x. 3 over 2 plus 9 over 2 equal 12 over 2, which is the simplest form equal 6. So this is the simplest form of this expression. We don't differentiate yet. The differentiation will be the fundamental rule of differentiation, multiply by the power, subtract 1 from the power. It will be like this, and this is the final answer.